It's Cinemassacre's Monster Madness around the world. During the Russian Empire, the Lumiere brothers would introduce Moscow with some of the very first movies ever made. Not long after, a Belgian cameraman named Camille Kerf would record the first film in Russia. It was the coronation of Tsar Nicholas II in 1896. By 1916, almost 500 films were made. Russia joined the Soviet Union after the revolution in 1917, and the Soviet Union had a firm censorship grip on films. But around the 50s and 60s, it started to relax the censorship, allowing films to be recognized more outside to other countries. If you want to see a film completely drenched in fantasy and surreal visuals from the Soviet period, check out V from 1967. Wow, that is a weird one. It's like a nightmare come alive. In the early 2000s, Russia would grace us with an epic blockbuster that would rock the frosted tips off you. Based on the novels of Russian writer Sergei Lukyanenko, this film is like, well, it's like The Matrix, The Crow, Highlander, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Lost Boys, Blade Runner, The Golden Child, and Men in Black with medieval battle flashbacks, combined with modern-day Moscow with vampires and slow-motion fight stunts, shot like a music video, with crazy zooms and shit. What a time capsule from the 2000s. We always identify films as being very 80s or 90s, but this movie is so fucking 2000s. It's amazing. I know that's a lot to take in, but the film does an excellent job keeping you interested. The light fighting darkness is a story that will be forever told in books, movies, video games, and so on, as long as humanity is around. However, the spin in this story is that light and darkness have come to a civil agreement that they would no longer fight each other, but instead police each other. People who have the ability to see and understand supernatural events are called others, and they are awakened to serve the light or darkness. They're offered a choice in which faction they want to serve. If you choose to work for the light, you were put on the night watch, and if you chose darkness, it would be the day watch. Simple enough. Some of them even get along, knowing they're on opposite sides. So we have a prophecy on our hands, and it goes something like this. A powerful other would end the balance between light and darkness, and that wise men predicted it would be the darkness that won. You're led to believe it's the main character, Anton, but really he's the catalyst. But we'll get to that in a second. Anton discovers he's an other when he visits a witch that offers to help him to get his ex-wife back after she left him for another man. She's pregnant, and the witch assures Anton she can get her back, but in doing so, he has to agree for the witch to kill the child inside his ex-wife. This is where the 2000s really come in. In bursts the Night Watch. A girl is a tiger? Why? I don't care, it's cool. There's a dimension called the gloom, and only the others can see it. It can be detected when mosquitoes are around. After witnessing the gloom, Anton is recruited to work for the Night Watch. The rest of the plot is just a high-octane supernatural fever dream. Some transition scenes remind me of Spawn, others remind me of 13 Ghosts. So remember when I said a powerful other would come? Turns out the kid Anton tried to have killed is the powerful other, and on top of that, it's really his own son named Yeager. After feeling betrayed and hurt that his own father wanted him dead, Yeager joins the darkness, and honestly, I kinda would too. The leader of the darkness pulls a fucking spine sword out of his neck, and man, that's badass. The movie's left on a cliffhanger and a sequel called, you guessed it, The Day Watch, which came out in 2006. Anton has to find the chalk of fate and rewrite history to save the world, but that'll be for some other time. I really enjoyed this movie, and it's a lot of fun to watch, but I wouldn't call it a horror movie. It's just an action film with horror elements.